I have here a game by Catalyst Game Labs. They're the producers of the Shadowrun franchise now, and this is a new cooperative deck building game called Shadowrun Crossfire. Looks like they, I don't know if this is a special edition or a promo that came, it just came taped to it. I bought this from CoolStuffInc.com, so I'm not sure if all copies come with it or some of the online stores do it. So you can see it's in, or it looks like it's already got one of the slots filled in there. Has their story, but I'm guessing this is what the character cards look like. But we'll get it opened up here and take a look at it. Looks like you're going to get lots of cards in here, and maybe some tokens and other markers or boards. If I can get them right there. Looks like they work in cooperation with Tops to produce this. I know it took them a while to get this out. I think they had planned on having last year, in 2013, be the year of Shadowrun, but this has been a long time in coming out. So it looks like you get a little advertisement here for their Shadowrun universe, kind of the Shadowrun Online, to get into all the novels, role-playing game, video games, everything that they produce there. It looks like this is for Shadowrun Online. Feel free to use the code because I don't play any of the multiplayer online games. We have a Catalyst Handbook of Game Elements. It says required reading for all gamers. So looks like it's just a catalog of their products: Battletech, Shadowrun, Leviathans. Looks like they handle the Valiant comic properties, some other games that they do. Looks like we have an excerpt from a Shadowrun novel here. Looks like you maybe get a few sections of it here. It's Fire and Frost by Kai O'Connell. Looks like we have the rule book here. The Sixth World is what they call their version of their universe. Looks like you're going to get some fluff for a few pages. You're going to get an explanation of how the background of the world works. Some a glossary of slang terms that maybe you find on the cards. You can refer here. They don't look like they have gameplay mechanisms, but they may use these terms on the cards, and if you're not familiar, you can look back to see what they are. Looks like even more background. Yes, this whole book looks to be background. Kind of explains everything that's going on in the world. Kind of a primer to the Shadowrun universe, it looks like. And then you actually have the rule book here. And you have some quick start rules. You got a table of contents. You have a couple of paragraphs on deck building games in the Shadowrun universe if you're unfamiliar with each one of those. Looks like we have a breakdown of the cards. You get into the sequence of play and taking a turn. And they expand that out into these actual pages. You get examples on a turn. And then you go into the full game rules with campaign rules and how to use those. Looks like some more explanations of the cards. And that continues on for the different classifications of roll of cards. How to play with fewer than 4 players, it looks like. Breaks down the taking of a turn over the next few pages. Looks like we have some rules for missions. How to upgrade the characters. It is in campaign play you can add abilities to your characters depending on how well they do in each adventure. Even more explanations on those kind of cards. You have an FAQ in the back, a glossary of game terms. You get an appendix on strategy. And you get a gameplay example on the back here with the cards laid out. Altogether, that's about 30 pages. Looks like we get a deck, or not a deck, a sheet of cardboard tokens. So it looks like we have, these are generic tokens they're calling them. I'm not sure what they're used for. We have, I'm guessing these are energy to spend, maybe, or action tokens. Looks like you have damage tokens and max health or health tokens. So you can get a better look at those. You got some energy, max health and health, generic tokens, and your damage tokens. Those look to be the same front to back. Looks like you get some sample Ultra Pro gaming sleeves, 10 standard gaming sleeves. I myself tend to use the Fantasy Flight ones, but that's just because I find them more readily available. You have some stickers here, and this is something that some people are kind of irritated with, but I believe you can, the stickers go on the player cards, but I believe you can buy more player cards as separate packs, so you don't necessarily have to be worried about using them up and never being able to do anything with them again. But you can see you got how much it cost to buy this particular upgrade. You can see all these are just 5. I'm going to take them out and just flip through them. So all these on this page are just 5. Same thing with this one. And then you can see they start to go up in points. And they just let you do other things. So either spend less money, draw different cards, have a different abilities. You see they start to go up to 15 and 20. Getting on up to 20 and 25, 30, 35. And then you maxing out at 40, 45, and 50. From what I gather, you have to, karma isn't readily available. So if you're playing through from scratch, it'll take you a while to actually exhaust all the options. Of course, you could always decide, like with a role-playing game, decide you're going to start at a certain level with a certain amount to spend and just make your characters and play from that point. I'm sure the game adjusts depending on what level you're playing at. That's not going to go back in there easy, so I'll set it to the side. Looks like we have some player cards here. We'll see how many different characters you can play. And I believe these just give the race. The class is determined randomly, or determined differently every time. So you have a dwarf. And you see it's just got the things for the dwarf. And I believe there's 4 different classes. And if you have 4 players, you can each play a different class. But I believe you pick that role card depending on the game or campaign. We have another dwarf here. This is the male version. And looks like there may not be any difference between them other than the artwork. No, so it's just different artwork. We have an orc here. And we had an orc. This is the promo one that came on taped to the outside of the box. You can see the artwork's a little different. And you can see on the other side it's got the player board. You got the Stone Cold Steve Austin orc here. And there's his other side. We have a troll. And the female version of the troll. The human. And the female, and the male version of the human. We have an elf. And the female version. Looks like we have what are mission cards here, maybe. So you have extraction, and it looks like it gives you how it plays, how to win it, what you get for karma awards, and how much karma you gain based upon how much you already have. So we have extraction, dragon fight, crossfire, and the client. And it looks like you have a stat card here, maybe for the dragon. I guess if you actually end up having to fight the dragon. So you have a covert dragon side and an enraged dragon side, and then just kind of a big artwork card for that. So those are all the big cards. It looks like you're going to get 2 packs of your other cards here. So it looks like these are going to be your basic cards, your obstacles that make up your obstacle deck, a black market deck, a crossfire deck. So they've got different backs on them. So to start out with, you get some turn sequence cards. And you see they're different colors. That's because they have the roles for the different characters. When I showed you those cards earlier, you pick the race you want to be, and then you pick the role you want to be. So you have a Street Samurai role, and this tells you what your starting deck is. The Face role, which is kind of the fixer, I guess. The Decker role, the guy that uses the computers and goes in cyberspace, and the Mage role. So we have a black market deck here. And that is a nice large set there. Let me look through the backs of the others and make sure there's no more black market cards, and I'll flip through those. We have a Crossfire event deck. That's about that many cards. And then we have an obstacle deck here. And that looks to be the rest of it. So it looks like 3 main sets of decks here. Crossfire event, obstacle, and black market. So, and the black market has your basic cards. So we have a hacking card here, and that's a basic card, so you can get a good hand of those. And that is, on the side it says hacking, and this is the basic hacking card. And the name of the card is Mark. We have Jacked In. This is another hacking card, so the green heart cards look like they're the hacker cards. There's 4 of those. You have an icon grab, another hacking card. Looks like there's 4 of everything with the basic, and the basic, maybe there's 10 of those. You have a retrieval agent, like only a couple of those. So we have a basic spell here, and it's mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9 of them. We have another spell here in Clairvoyance. 3. Death Touch is another spell. 4. And Lightning Bolt is another spell. We have the face cards here, so Street Smarts. 9. So it was like 9 of the basic cards for the guys. We have a Negotiation. 3 of those. Coordinated Attack. 3 of those. A Dock Wagon Contract. 3 of those. Then we have the Street Samurai weapon basic attacks here. You have Quick Shot. A Monofilament Whip. A Katana. And a Covering Fire. And then we have some other, looks like these may be more advanced cards for each of those decks. So we have a Backdoor for the hacking, Pair Programming for the hacking, and Hack the World. We have Guiding Spirit for the spell, Stun Bolt, and Fireball. We have Black Market Contacts for the skill, Press the Advantage, and Hero Move. And then weapon cards, we have the Sniper Rifle, Remington Room Sweeper, and an S-Technology Striker. So that was a look at the decks that make up the cards that make up the decks that people can use. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of depth there, so a lot of room for expansion. Without having played it, I don't know how much depth there's going to be to cards you can, variety of cards you can use. So we have an obstacle deck here. So we have like a Lightning Mage, a Knight Errant Field Agent, and I believe you have to beat all these things in a row to knock these things out. Spirit of Fire, Warded Decker, Chrome Samurai. I'm just going to flip through some of the art real quick. And they do have hard and easy versions of these. Without reading through the rule book, I'm not sure which is going to be which. So these are different obstacles to overcome and fight the game during the game. And you get a nice healthy deck of that. It looks like there's a good bit of variety in there. I'm not seeing a lot of repeat stuff. And then you have the Shadowrun Crossfire event deck, which looks like it gives some different special events maybe that happen. Just kind of look through a few of these. Looks like several things can happen. Bad things, good things. Combination of both. But that is a look at Shadowrun Crossfire, a cooperative deck building game by Catalyst Game Labs.